righty, we'll go ahead and call today's Amherst County Service Authority meeting together. Time now is 1:31 p.m. Today's August 5th, 2025. First item we have is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion on the floor. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I vote aye as well. Next item we have is citizen concerns and comment. Anybody wishing to address the authority at this time, feel free to come up. All right, come on up, sir.
As far as reason I'm here, I'm just trying to update y'all. I told you my communication would be better from this point or from last time I was here forward. So currently we're still, we've got our site plan finished. We're in the grading, or at least getting the grades all figured, and we're doing a study on one little small hump that we've got right now. Just make sure that it doesn't have any significant rock that may impact that final site plan. And that should happen here ASAP. And at that point, I'll probably be coming back and going to the Board of Supervisors to see about trying to rezone that commercial section of that property and to R3. And other than that, we've continued our conversation with the people that we've been working with to develop a partnership for the senior living or the assisted living part of it. And those discussions have gone well. And I guess that's about an update as I can give you. If you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Questions? I do have one. You said you expect the results ASAP. You have a time on that by chance?
On the rock, they supposed to have given us a proposal on that before the end of this week, and I assume they'll move right on in there. Scheduling that, but we're just worried about, we've got a pretty deep cut. It's 20 plus foot in one little area. It's sort of a hump, and we just need to make sure that we're not going to be out there just blasting rock for 2 months, and where it might be easier to handle if we know it going in, and that's why we're doing it. So, okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to address the authority at this time? Seeing none. That works. Seeing none, we'll move on. Next item we have is employee recognitions. I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Thank you. We have 3 employees.
Is that better? Okay, I apologize. We have 3 employees that were recommended for recognition this past 6 months. First person to be recognized was Graydon Plogger. He assisted Nate Young, our building official, with an emergency issue over at the La Coretta. The parking lot had created a sinkhole and wanted to make sure it wasn't one of our sewers causing the issue. And Graydon came out there after hours and was extremely professional and helpful in ascertaining that it was not a live sewer causing the issue. And then the second one was John Martin, who was recognized by Francis Ford for work he performed out in their area. We had a water main issue, and John was able to locate a missing valve to minimize the impact to the community and plus go around and turn off service laterals to other individuals to prevent discolored water from entering their homes. So his efforts were recognized for that. And the third award was for can-do attitude. This one came from Patricia Martin, who is our VDOT Senior Permit Specialist. For Reggie Shelton, he came out to assist with some traffic control on the May Street water main issue that we had. And he was extremely attentive to traffic and made sure everybody was safe and didn't stray away. A lot of people who do traffic control are always on the phone, not paying attention to vehicles coming in, as you're aware. So those are our three individuals to be recognized. And with us today, we have two of the individuals, John and Graydon. Come on. Reggie is actually in the hospital with his first child being born. So we excused him.
It's a good excuse.
That's a great excuse not to be here, so appreciate y'all's hard work, thank you. So it doesn't go unnoticed, as you can tell, so appreciate you for taking time to recognize them.
And they'll be
Thank you.
receiving some gift cards for their award, so.
All right,
Very nice.
appreciate it, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all now.
We're good. They came in off a leak.
That's all right.
Back out to
Oh,
clean
well,
up.
you're,
That's all right.
if you're working in the dirt, you're gonna be dirty and
Yep.
red and water, I mean,
To be expected.
yes.
So appreciate it, fellas, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, next item we have is the consent agenda.
I have one correction to the consent agenda.
Yes, sir.
On the cash account spreadsheet for 531 column and 630 column, the balance forward for the local government pool was not carried forward as it should have been, and reflecting in an increase of about $45,000 to our cash position. So I wanted to get that right. I missed it when I was going through, I was looking for something else earlier this week and said, oh, I screwed up. So you have a correct data there now. So I do want to point out at the beginning of July 2024, we had $7,226,145.68 in the bank and in our accounts. And as of June 30, 2025, that totals $7,413,427.11. So we have, from a cash position wise, we have improved.
Board, any questions?
Not on that, no. But on the Berkshire sewer,
Yes, sir.
so am I correct that that is ARPA funds being used?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And I wanted to get that one moving as I had been approached by Habitat saying that they had were finishing up their existing lots and wanted to start moving in that direction. I met with property owners on a reroute and have verbal blessing as soon as we get the documents drawn up for easements so we can deal with that. Because if you recall, previously there were some hardships. We rerouted to make that happen.
Yes,
I
sir.
guess I'd like to make a motion, we approve the consent agenda as amended.
Okay, motion on the floor. Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I vote aye as well. Thank you, sir. Next item we have the engineering agreement, Operations Center.
Yes, when I met with the board previously, we talked about this being one of our needs in our infrastructure master plan and our capital budget, and to really know what we're looking for, a space study needs to be performed. And I have this proposal, went through our existing engineering contract with Hurt and Profit, and they're partnering with Virginia A&E for that. I feel that the fees are reasonable for this study and recommend approval.
All right, thank you, sir. Any questions?
I'll go ahead and make a motion that the ACSA Board authorize the Executive Director to execute award the engineering agreement proposal from Hurt and Profit to begin an Operations Center facility needs study.
Sir, any further discussion, motion on the floor? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I vote aye as well. Next item we have is the second engineering agreement, the Seminole Plaza Sewer Upgrade Project.
Yes, this project was brought to me when I first started the job as a need. We've had some issues with sanitary sewer overflows of this privately owned system. they're actually our customers, but it's a privately owned system. And to start dealing with this issue, the South Madison Heights CDBG-funded PER looked at that and gave us some preliminary costs for what it would take to solve this problem. And with that, the county and I was assisting with a grant application, was looking to FEMA for a BRIC grant fund grant program to hopefully correct these issues. Unfortunately, as they were about to submit, the BRIC program was eliminated out of the federal budget, so they weren't able to move forward with that grant application. I've had conversations with DHCD to be able to possibly move this project forward with that. To really be successful in that program, it needs to be a construction-ready project. To be construction-ready, we need to actually have some plans and put together easements if we need them, that sort of thing. So this proposal is to get us to that next step. I'm hoping that with that, I'll be able to have a really good firm cost estimate and can go to the property owner for a partnership project. So he knows what he's getting into, we know what we're getting into, if at all. But currently, I'm proposing to use the ARPA sewer extension funds, to pay for the engineering work that's necessary for this project.
Any questions?
Yeah, well, I guess I just have some comments. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a private system
It is yes,
that's been failing and causing overflows
yes.
and, you know, we went through the DEQ route and nobody could enforce it, and now,
Nor fund it.
nor fund it, so now we're gonna go out and design it, using ARPA funds, but okay, it's still dollars from the Service Authority.
Yes.
So what responsibility does the property owner have?
There,
I mean, I'm just asking, don't y'all think, do you agree that they shouldn't have some, obligations to
I-
correct this problem?
they do, it is, I mean, it's totally, it's been proven that it's their issue. They say it's not, but we've got all the documentation that it is their issue. I'm just trying to get this issue resolved, get it to a point where we can get it really resolved. That's what my goal has been.
So if we don't get the grant, we're gonna be out $40,000 for the engineering.
That's it.
And I think the cost estimate to fix the problem was about $500,000.
About that, yes.
So it seems like that the property owner should, at this point, have some skin in the game. I mean, we're trying to fix a $500,000 or really a $540-some thousand problem for them, including the engineering. I'd like to see them at least, you know, have some responsibility in this. I mean, I know they've always said, no, it's not our problem, but it seems like they would be willing to gamble at some extent for,
Okay.
at least if we don't get the grant, you know, make them responsible for some portion of the engineering. I don't know how we might do that.
They're hoping we do all the front work, so.
Well,
The front work's where we have the loss risk, right? Because if we get the grant, it's a moot point. Do we get, in the grant, will we be repaid for the engineering services?
it can be part of those fees.
Okay.
Understanding your perspective, make a recommendation that I take this engineering proposal, have conversations with them, and find out what their level of participation can be, and bring that back to the board.
Now, if I'm right, that grant's not just for the Seminole Plaza, correct? It's for
Currently there's a grant application being developed
Yeah,
for the Lakeview Drive area,
yep,
and I've explained that in my information report.
yeah,
This is separate from that,
okay,
and I would not want to take away from that
okay.
opportunity for
I just want to make sure.
for the citizens in
Yep.
South Madison Heights.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be fine tabling this for the time being. If,
I agree.
Okay, thank
go
you.
back and have those conversations.
I will do that this upcoming month.
Thank you, sir. All right. Next item we have is the informational report.
Okey-doke. As we're continuing to move forward with our infrastructure master plan projects that were brought before the board. I will share with you on the financial master planning. We had conversation yesterday with Davenport to update the model, the financial model that has been utilized for setting rates. That model is over 20 years old and has not been updated to modern things. And I may have another consultant who could put that together, or even looking at doing it ourselves. But we're looking at creating a model with a dashboard that we can actually visually see if we change our rates by X percent. This is the impact current and out years, and what our needs are current and out years, so we can actually mirror the two together and be more proactive in what we're trying to accomplish. The water withdrawal permit continues to move along at its own DEQ pace.
So, I'm sorry, I had a question about that.
I didn't say it. Go ahead.
So, the permit, our current permit expires May 7th, 2025.
Yes,
But it doesn't
did.
look like our new one will be approved until December.
That is correct.
What do we do between May and December?
We are allowed to operate under our current permit with no penalties or anything like that, because we have been very cooperative and actually trying to push DEQ to get things moving. We've been working with them in good faith, and they have that leeway to allow us to continue working with our existing permit, and that's,
It just strikes me as funny. You had the permit in on time, right?
yes, correct.
Before it expired, but they're
It's a-
going to allow us to continue operating
They did not, yeah,
because we've been good. I mean, we
Yes.
had the permit in,
We had
Right.
the application in December, that is correct. And they kept asking the same question over and over till it was not deemed an approved permit until April.
I get all that. It just sounds like they're doing us a favor when we had all the paperwork in
And they
well before it
Yes.
needed to be. Okay.
Yes, we were on
Well, you
target.
had it in. I didn't have anything to do with it, but our staff did what they were supposed to do.
We submitted it on time, and we would have meetings, and I would ask them, tell me what your issues are. I can't do that till we put it in writing. And so about a week or so later, we would get those issues, and we'd respond. And it would be the same information that we'd already had in the application, we just had to show them where it was. In their defense, DEQ had a real retirement brain drain, and we've been helping inform their team how to do permits. No, I can't say it any different than that.
So along those lines, in the report, it says they're taking 255 days to issue a permit. Is that a typo
Nope.
or?
That's what they felt they would need.
200.
Now, they are actually a little ahead of that schedule now.
That's ahead of schedule?
They're that was the schedule, they're ahead of schedule.
Okay, all right.
I've looked at it, at one time, we were looking at getting a January permit, but it's now end of December. A lot of the approvals from the external agencies have happened,
Okay,
and that's part of why it takes so long, is when they submitted a information request to an external agency, they have 30 days to respond. Fortunately, a lot of them are responding much shorter than 30 days.
I just want to make sure that wasn't a typo.
No, that's the way it's, unfortunately.
That's fair. Okay, thank you.
And we're doing better than the town with theirs.
I'll take
The
that.
town, their permit issuance date keeps moving out.
So, but this is strictly for the James River, right?
No, this is for
No, okay.
all of our,
And for the James River, okay.
we've included the James River as an emergency supply only. 'Cause that's the way the former permit was emergency supply.
Interesting. Well, that should get resolved, I would assume, or you'll have a community without the ability to draw water.
That's why they are allowing us to operate under our current permit.
To withdraw water from our reservoir.
From our reservoir,
Okay.
there's a philosophical change in Virginia, or I think it's actually a legal change, and I'm not sure when this happened. When I initially started in this industry, I was in the Bristol, Tennessee side. And their water, part of their water supply was a spring on the Washington County, Virginia side that gravitated into the community. They stopped using that in the 40s, I think, but the spring was always on the permit. My first weekend on that job, I got called out to work in Washington County, Virginia, because the owner of the property where that spring was closed the valve and turned off the water to half a dozen homes that were on that spring line. So we were trying to get it back in service. And my understanding, Virginia was under the English water laws. Somewhere it's been gone to the American water laws. Now, I don't know when that's happened, where the water is not the property owners, even though it's our reservoir, and we're paying to maintain it and all that. It's waters of the Commonwealth,
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but
so. You know, and we're in better shape. I mean, I know the city of Lynchburg has Peddler Reservoir, and they have their, where the King of England gave.
Yeah, they don't have, they don't have the
They're-
same parameters they gotta meet as far as downstream flow on the Peddler Reservoir,
No,
on river.
because it's a grandfathered permit. And the state is arguing currently on dealing with grandfathered permits. Because if, and then from the state's perspective, if all of the grandfathered permits use all the water that they're allowed to based on their raw water intakes, and then all of the permitted utilities use all the water we're permitted for, there's some negative numbers show up real fast in certain drainage basins. So they're trying to rectify all of that within the state. And I don't relish that process. Bless you.
thank you.
All righty. Good news on the LEAP funding, our lead and copper service line inventory project. We did receive a reimbursement in July of $101,399, $101,399.6. There's $40,000 left in that funding. We are spending that on doing our GIS layer as we're talking now. Going forward with the Gateway project, we did move forward with the contract for construction. We had a pre-construction meeting on the 27th of July. And talking with the contractor, they've asked for an October 1st start for that. That way it would assure that all their materials would be in to work. We agreed to that. It's about a two-month project, so it should be over into December. The South Madison Heights infrastructure, I included here a picture showing the area that this current grant application is going to be addressing. It'll be addressing additional sewer lines for B4 and B5 that was in the original PER, putting sidewalks and streetlights from Lakeland Circle, Seminole Drive intersection, up Hilltop Drive to Circle View Drive, and back around through Greenwood. We felt that was good. We could actually do a full, complete project and then start moving things forward from that. The James River Bank Stabilization Project is moving forward at a reasonable pace. I've received all of the contract documents, and the EPA project manager actually reviewed our Phase 1 contract documents. The only major issue was that we did not have signage requirements in there, saying your government dollars at work. They're not going to require us to do that since the job's all done, which I appreciated, but we will include it in the Phase 2 contracts. So that's moving forward. Campbell Street Sewer Extension, the 2-inch force main was installed. Very, very well done. We got compliments from VDOT on that, which is much better than complaints. The contractor actually just spoke with Richard yesterday and today. Their materials are in. They're going to try to knock that out the end of this week, first part of next week, so that we can then start getting grinder pumps and getting those installed for that project. We talked about the Berkshire Place project. I've reached out to DGS regarding the CVTC and have not gotten any responses back as to where they stand with that there. The SCAT Advisory Committee that I participate in, we are finally getting back together to look at at the sewer regs. There's a list of developments that are currently ongoing in some form or fashion that we have been working with this past time period. The other thing I provided for you is periodically we've had different members not being able to be at our meetings for one reason or another, and Mr. Perot is missing today as he's crossing Lake Michigan for his day job. I reached out to Mark to see what we could do to have electronic meetings, particularly if indeed there is not a quorum, which we did have in June. I provided you the policy, the change to the rules that mirror what the County Board of Supervisors is for your consideration, and we can act on it at the next board meeting as far as I'm concerned. But I wanted to get that before you guys. And that's all I have.
He was saying he's provided language as far as electronic participation. Y'all have any questions or comments? Do y'all want to hold off till next meeting to vote on that, or y'all want to go ahead and do it now?
Can we do it today? I've read it, it looks like it's the same thing that board uses, so I'm fine.
I trusted Mr. Popovich to give me the same thing.
Yeah. So, all right, well, with that, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the language as far as participating in meetings through electronic communications. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I vote aye as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that's all I have for my information report.
Any questions about any items in the informational report? None. Next item, we'll move on to citizen concerns and comments. Seeing none, we'll go to matters from members of the board. Mr. Martin?
No, sir.
Mr. Pugh?
No, sir?
Mr. Woods?
No, sir.
And I have none. With that, I'll make a motion that we adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.